Good morning, class. This is our video for Monday, the 7th of June, 2021. We're going to begin today's lesson by checking our homework, and then we are going to continue with Lesson 2, learning about number places. Let's take a look at our homework. Please open up your blue book now so we can check. Don't forget, you need everything on your checklist. A red pen to check your homework, pencil, an eraser, and your blue book. You do not need your math book today because we're going to do all of our work on our video and our blue book. So let's take a look at your homework now. Number 1 says, there are 3 strawberries. There are 3 strawberries. Very good. You should have R, 3, and add your S. Number 2 says, there is 1 apple. Number 3 says, there are 2 bananas. Number 4 says, there is 1 cookie. Now, number 5. This was a tricky one because we don't know what these are exactly, but there are 4. There are 4. Well, I saw some people write peoples. Can we write peoples for 4 people? No, because people is the plural of people, right? So you can write 4 persons. You can write 4 people with no S. You can have 4 kids. Or you can have 4 students. And then you will add the S for kids, persons, or students. But you don't add an S for people because people, when we're talking about a single group of people, is uncountable. Now, if you got all of your questions correct, you should have a check, 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 and check in your book. If you got something wrong, like number 5 or number 2, please write an X and fix your answer now. Now let's take a look at our review for how many apples are there. There we go. If you see the eyes, that means we are looking and listening. Now, number 1 says, how many apples are there? Everyone repeat after me. 1, 2, 3. How many apples are there? Good. Let's count the apples together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There are 13 apples. Everyone together. 1, 2, 3. There are 13 apples. Good job. Now, let's take a look at number 2 and number 3. Number 2 says there are more than apples. So if there are more than the apples, and we have 13, the number is going to be less than 13 because we have 13. The number should be less than 13 because we have 13. So there are more than 6 apples, right? Right. There are 13, and 13 is bigger than 6. Let's take a look at number 3. This says there are less than the apples. We have 13 apples. And let's say we want to know about 100 apples. Are there more than 100 apples or less than 100 apples? Well, 13 is smaller than 100. 100 is bigger. So there are less than 100 apples. Everyone, let's read it together. 1, 2, 3. There are more than 6 apples. Number 3. There are less than 100 apples. Good job. So let's practice reviewing there are more than and there are less than. In your blue books, write down question 1 and write down question 2. For question 1, it says there are more than oranges. And there are less than oranges. Pick A or B for the space. I'll give you 1 moment. Are you ready? Okay, let's see. Where do we put A? Is A going to go here? Or is A going to go here? There are more than 4. More than 4, which is higher. I think that's right because there are 150 oranges. So let's put our A here. If you wrote the A on the top line, give yourself a high five, like this. Next, that means there are less than 200 oranges. That's right. There are only 150 oranges. Number 2. Let's read it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There are more than mangosteens. Ready? Next. Read with me. 1, 2, 3. There are less than mangosteens. So don't forget, we have more and less. So if we see more, there are more than, this number has to be a number smaller than this. So which one is smaller than 3 mangosteens? A or B? I'll give you a minute to choose your answer. Ready? Go. Are you finished? Good. Let's check now. There are more than 2, so that will be B. And there are less than 6, because 3 is smaller than 6. Good job. Let's move on to our next part. Wow. That was a review. Now, we are starting lesson 2. You see these eyes here? That means you need to look and listen. You don't need to write this chart. You don't need to draw either. You need to listen up, okay? So let's take a look at number 1. This is called the ones place. These are one single cube, just one cube, and that is called ones. So let's count how many cubes we have. 1, 2, 3. That means we have 3 ones. So we will write the number 3 here. And how many ones do we have underneath? 1, 2. We have 2 ones. Very good. Now let's look at tens. The tens place has 10 in each space. You see 10 cubes? That means there are 10 cubes in each tens. And how many tens do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 tens. So let's count. How many is 4 tens? Ready? 10, 20, 40, 30, 40. 40 cubes in 4 tens. Now let's take a look at the next one. I want you to count it first. How many tens do we have? Ready? Did you say 6 tens? If you did, good job. Let's write down 6 tens. And how many cubes are in 6 tens? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. There are 60 cubes in 6 tens. Good job. Now let's look at the hundreds. Wow, this is getting really big. There are 100 cubes in 1 square. That's a lot of cubes. So how many hundreds do we have in this question right here? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 hundreds. But how many 100 cubes are there? So let's count together how many cubes we have. Ready? 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 cubes. That means 500s are 500 cubes. Let's look at the next one. Can you count by yourself? Ready? Go. That's right. There are 7 hundreds. So let's see how many cubes are in 700s. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 cubes. Wow, that's a lot of cubes. Are you ready? Last one. This should be new. This is the thousands. Wow, that's a lot of cubes. If we take 10 hundreds, then we can make 1,000. That's like 10 hundreds. If you can count it, let's take a look. Let's get really close and count all of the hundreds. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1,000. 1,000s is 10 hundreds. So how many thousands do we have here? We just have 1. Wow, interesting. We have 1,000s. Let's practice our number places. So write this down. You see the book here? Now you need to write it down. You don't need to draw the places. You don't need to draw them, but I want you to write down, I want you to write down thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. Like you see in the picture. Instead, don't draw a cube with 1,000 cubes. You can write the number 1 here. Okay? In your book, just write the number 1. Over here, you see 200s, so we'll write the number 2. We see 3 tens, so we'll write the number 3. And we see 4 ones, so we'll write the number 4. And the number we have is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the thousands place, the hundreds place, the tens place, and the ones place. So the 4 goes here, the 3 goes in the tens place, the 2 goes in the hundreds place, and the 1 goes in the thousands place. And our new number is 1,234. Let's practice. Can you write the number by yourself? Go for it. I think you had enough time. Let's see. Let's start with number 1, with the ones place. So the ones place is always first. Let's write it down. How many ones do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 ones. Let's write the number 5. How many tens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's write the number 6 in the tens place. How many hundreds do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's write the number 4 in the hundreds place. And how many thousands do we have? 1. So our number is 1,434. and 65. If you got the right answer, give yourself a high five, just like this. Now, this is your homework. Everyone, copy down your homework in your blue book now. Let's take a look at question number 1. Match the number places A, B, C, and D. Where will the place go? A is hundreds, B is ones, C is tens, and D is thousands. I did D for you already. The thousands place goes all the way on the left because it looks just like this. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 places is the thousands place. Now, for number 2, write the number. Write the number, just like we did in the practice. What is the number? 3, 4, 5, and 6. Write the number. You don't need to draw this. You just need to look at this. Okay? But you do need to write the number. You have 1,000. How do you write 1,000? That is your homework. When you're finished, please send me a picture. Thank you for listening. I will see you soon. Bye.